You're gonna cut all of these right at the bottom here, right where they're welded, okay? Cut all of that loose. We'll crank this boat up just a couple of inches, front and back, you can do it, and then we'll roll the trailer out from underneath it. Should just be able to roll it out from underneath here now, see? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. That is nice.
The boat is flying.
Yep, flying boat. The spruce goose. Eventually, I'm gonna build me some stands. So when this boat's hanging like this, without a trailer underneath it, I can put stands underneath there and then let the weight of the boat down onto those stands. But for today, we're not gonna have that. Just gonna have to wait and do that at a later date. For right now, we're going to be rolling the trailer back and forth underneath the boat, getting the height that we want on those runners right there, those slides. With these axles they put on here, it didn't matter springs or no springs, the axles stick up higher than the V down in there. As you can see, the axles stick up higher than all of those little V's do down in the bottom for the keel to set in. Yeah, you can make the argument that I took the springs off, but the fact is, even with the boat on there, those springs were not strong. They might have been at one time or something, I don't know, but they're not anymore. Hold on just a second, and it had the axles all the way up against the frame anyway. So I'm definitely gonna put some rollers right down this middle and get them adjusted right where they go just barely over the top of those axles. So I'll probably put a roller up there in the front. I may replace this back one with a bigger one so that the keel has more to hit on when you're first coming in. And I've got, like I said, I've got the rollers up there. I could put 1, 2, 3 for sure right up the middle once we get this thing set down. Anyway, go ahead, I tell him get this big hammer and give it a couple hits. There it goes. Yeah, that one's got a little bit of weld still at the bottom down there. At least you knocked the crap out and see it now. I'm gonna lift it here because I can feel it kind of wants to flex right there. Up. All right, there we go. Whoop. Here, hold on. Let me step out the back here. There you go, right there. Well, these are heavy. Super heavy, yeah.
What's that?
We'll just set it down right here right now.
Oh, inside still.
It should just be wood. But boy, I used some heavy wood, then they probably some native tree. Solid hardwood though, you can tell underneath that carpet they put some solid wood.
That's it.
Yeah, go ahead and knock the other one off first and then we'll do a cleanup on this thing. So my Mock's got both of these off of here now and he's starting to clean these welds up, but I told him that small grinder's not good enough. Now this is a cutting wheel here. I've got a grinding wheel in there for it.
Maybe
we need
this,
huh?
Maybe take this.
I hate when y'all pull the guard, but for grinding it's not bad. Yeah.
It's okay, sir.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah. You know where the tool is for this? Find it and put it somewhere where you know where it's at. Just put it back at my toolbox every time. Yeah. So we got the trailer underneath here now. We sanded it down, and I sprayed a little bit of paint around on some of the raw metal. I didn't show that on video, but I didn't want it to rust out here, but it's salt to air real quick. So what we're doing now is starting to lower the boat down little by little, and we're going to see how low we can get it, and then we'll know how much to cut off on these and get them welded back underneath there on the sides. I didn't paint up here on the front, and I'm telling you, this salty air, man, it don't take it long. Look, he just ground that earlier, and you see it's already getting a surface rust to it. That's why didn't get a chance to video it. I was trying to spray all that back here as quick as I can. I can't do it now because it got damp, but I'll have to go back over it. But we're gonna be taking the trailer back from underneath here. It's not staying permanently. We're doing fitment right now. Keep it going. Yep. Okay, go over here to the other side. Come on down. This is what I've been wanting. This is the whole point, to get this boat as low as we can down this trailer. Keep going. Oh yeah, we still got clearance. Go ahead. Okay, let me look at it. All right, let's go back to the rear again. We still got about 5 inches off that axle. Which, remember, this is fixed axles on here, so they're not gonna be moving. Yeah, back to the back. All right, we got this thing lowered down, man. I mean, we brought it down a long ways. It is so much better. It's just hanging in the air, but we know where we're at now. Look how close we were able to get it to that original blue roller. Look at that underneath there. See if I can show it from this side. Look at that, right? We got a ratchet strap stuck there, but look, man, I'm only about an inch off that original blue roller, which I'm gonna be changing it to a big black one. The axles are fixed, so those are not an issue. And up in that very front little V that cross member on the trailer, I'll be putting a big roller up there too. So we took one of those out on the trailer that they had just in a wrong position, and it stuck too low. It was always getting drugged. And we're gonna cut a little off the end of it, right here and there. And we're gonna put it on the very tail of this trailer. Because that was another odd thing, is that, water running off the tarp. That was another thing. There's nothing out here at the end of this trailer. They got that one and nothing here. Boat could just run up here and gouge right into one of these, in fact. Of course, it's gonna have those runners up here above, but we're gonna add one in the very rear and put a roller on the very rear. It's gonna turn out to be pretty good, I think, before it's said and done. And before, the boat was so far away from this. I mean, it's like, why did they even have it V'd? Because it could have just been a straight across piece like this. It was so far away from it before. But now, it's actually sitting down in it the way it should be. About 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I sent over all of these things in anticipation that a day like this might come, because I knew boat trailers were not very common here in the Philippines. So I sent these rollers over, I sent all this over right here in anticipation of that, and I got a couple more here too. Sent over other things as well, all kinds of stuff, just tons of little trinkets to be prepared for when this day would ever come. Now, does that look better or what? Yeah, that is so much better. We're cutting these down. You can see the difference, how much we've cut off. And plus in the position it's going to, because you see the boat rises up high on those sides. So it isn't just that much that we cut off, it's the difference in the position it's going to be on the boat too. It's letting that boat come really down. Well, we've been working these pieces down. We've measured them, we've cut them down. Looking pretty darn good. And we're actually putting this one on right here, right now. We have got it all tacked in place, and he's sewing it up there a little bit. Yeah, man, this old trailer is looking good now. Looking really good. Oh boy, we're getting it there. Mike and I, we've been taking turns welding. Him welding some spots, me welding some spots, and not put a piece that don't have an angle cut on it. Get it one that's square. Oh, make it look good. We're having to put a few reinforcement places in. Yeah, and it's coming right along though, man. It is looking good. We need to go to the city still, so I need to pick up some round stock for setting up some rollers up here in the front and another one back here on the back, but I can do that at any time. But I'm going to address this trailer for a minute, and I'm going to point out a couple facts to a few people that feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a man of many hats, and there's a reason that I've been successful enough in life. I have all of these things. I've managed to have a very successful life, and that's because I usually know what the heck I'm doing, and I'm successful at what I do. I am not trying to build a road-worthy, pull up and down the highway, heading down the interstate, backing into the old boat ramp down by the lake. I'm not doing that. I am building a trailer that's used in one place and one place only. Straight down this ramp here, right out there of that water. Go backwards, go forward. Go backwards, go forward. Go backwards, go forward. I'm gonna show you, as I said in the videos, if you listened to what I was saying, and if you read my titles and description, I am building a trailer just for surf launching. Just for launching at the beach, not the highway. And so there's things that you may have never had to do before, because you're only building a trailer for doing one thing, and that's pulling down a highway and launching at a ramp. So I want to show you one thing right off the bat. You see this trailer sitting here? You see this here? Look here, that jack is standing up and the trailer is balanced there. Because you may have missed those key words I said, that I am cradling the boat in here. That's why my axles are spread. That's why I have a bigger spread here, several inches more than normal, and I move the axles forward. I'm cradling and balancing it right here. Now, there's a reason why I'm doing that versus a normal trailer that be getting pulled up and down the road. It's because, once again, surf launching, there might be times that I need to roll this trailer out further into the water and load the boat on it. And if it's super tongue heavy, what's going to happen? Now, let me digress right there. When I say that, I'll say it again. There may be times that I need to unhook the coupler off the back of the boat, off the back of the truck, and roll the trailer out into the water to get underneath the boat. It could be because there's a lower tide or something going on, and I need to roll it back. So you see, she's balanced there. You see that? Nice. But when I also put the boat on there, it's still pretty balanced. Then what I need is to be able to hook onto this. So I'm still going to be welding a loop on here for attaching a tow rope. And I might need to take the truck where it's way up here on dry ground and drive forward and roll the boat and the trailer both from out in the water to up to the shore, and then hook onto the coupler and the ball. Very common. Now there's another thing that I may do. I'm not going to do it just yet. I need to make a trip to the city, and that's make an extendable tongue. There's different ways of doing it. You can do it however you want. Being that I'm not going to be driving this up and down the road, I can fix mine a little different than maybe some that's towing them up and down the road. So what I'm talking about is you extend this tongue out long, maybe 8-10 foot longer, and that's for backing down into the surf further, the beach, the shore, without getting your vehicle down into the salty water, damaging your vehicle long term. Now, some of the ways they'll do that is they'll have another piece of tube, and you see along the frame right here, they will make it hinge, and you can swing it around right here, swing it forward, and latch it to the side right here. And now you've got a swing around extendable tongue. Another way you can do it is to have it pinned under, like right here. I can make a couple pieces come down with a hole through it, a square tube under, pin it, bring it forward, have a ball on it, lift it up, lock it in this ball, and there's another coupler on the end of that extension. When I'm not using it, release that coupler, ball drops down, come back here, pull the pin out, put it away. You can even make a cradle to store it. You can make a sliding one as well, but I don't want a sliding one because salt and sand set in between it, probably rusted up if it got left in there. Once again, I want this thing to where the tongue is not super heavy, that if I remove it off the back of the truck and I roll it out in the water and then I go to pull it back in, that the hitch don't want to just plow into the sand down there. I want it to where it's light enough that towing it's going to lift. Now another thing I can do is I can put a spindle, a hub up here on the tongue, and you can make it where you can drop it up and down. And I could take a wheel, for instance, and I could have it up here by the tongue, and with a spindle and a way to swing it up, just like this jack swings up, swing it down, and same thing, tow it in out of the water, then back up there to it. I am building a trailer specifically to cradle this boat and balance the weight the way I need for pulling it in and out at that beach out there. About to change this block right here that goes up on the bow. It had this one here, a little thin thing. It's actually, the rubber's still okay on it. It's not bad. I'm going to use it over on that other old boat trailer that we're actually going to give that other old boat some attention to. But I want this really good thick one here for this boat. Also, it had just a junky old bolt through here that was nuts stacked on top of nuts, and we cut about 2 inches of threads off of it. It's not the proper bolt. So I've got some solid stainless steel ones right here, stainless steel washers and nut, and we're going to put that on there. If it reaches all the way through, I hope it does. Let's see. Yep, it makes it perfect. So that'll be an upgrade as well. Get rid of that old rusty hardware. Sorry, I ran into a problem. The holes are down too far. You're going to have to nip that off across the top right there with the cutting wheel. Yep, cut that down. Take off maybe a 1/4 inch across there. Kind of don't leave no sharp points, kind of leave it rounded, okay? But clean that up. They didn't drill those worth a darn.
Like this,
Yep, yeah, well, here, I'll do it real quick. I'll make you a mark and then you finish. All right, well, we got it welded on here. The jack, we just tightened it up. We've been grinding a little bit to clean it up. I'll pick up some paint and repaint that and oil it good. The jack seems to work pretty good. Definitely needs to be serviced, painted, oiled. So that's where it is now. And I am ready to actually connect the winch back on it. Tell you what though, we brought this boat way down. Way down. It's gonna be much easier to push in out there into the water now. It's the morning time is the low tide, and the afternoon's the high tide here. So that would probably be something we'd have to do. What is it, high tide usually come in right around noon, 1 o'clock, something like that? Yeah. And then again late at night. Yeah. So we just have to time the tides most of the time on it, and that'll be fine. If we got no bad systems in the forecast, I can moor this boat out. And I'm gonna show something that I bought for mooring that out. We'll put that in an upcoming video. My friend David suggested these to me, and I ordered them. I've got them here. They're a pretty neat tool, and I'll share those in maybe the next video we put out. But my buddy David, he's over in Bicol, here in the Philippines, Legazpi, and he's pretty big in the boats and all too, and we have the same Hilux surf, and he builds off these old Willis Jeeps. He is a brother from another mother. Love old David. We're gonna get all this gear down. We don't want nothing slapping, hitting the side of the boat. Let's go ahead and make sure all the pressure's off the back ones and do the same thing. We're ready to get it so we don't have nothing clanking, hitting the boat, messing up the gel coat. All right. Man, that is a massively big difference right there. I think it come out really good. Man, I can just see such a difference here. The back of the boat, when I used to walk up to it, it was like all the way up here where this is. I mean, it's a huge difference.